So alcohol has played a large part in the formative years of Clay County and of Moorhead, and actually, you could say that Clay County was born in a saloon. That at least the rule of law was. I'm standing next to a rifle, or I'm standing next to a pistol, a Colt pistol, that was used by Shang Stanton in a saloon gunfight to kill Slim Jim Shumway. And these, Moorhead began as a Wild West tent town. One of the things we wanted to talk about in this exhibit is how, contrary to what Hollywood movies would have you believe, the Wild West happened in the snowy North too. It's just, it's the, and so we were a very rough place. We started in 1871-72 because the Northern Pacific Railroad was building its way west from Duluth, and we stopped. They stopped for the winter at the Red River in a tent town. Two tent towns grew up on either side of the river. One was they called Moorhead, one they called Fargo. And the tent towns are populated by the railroad workers who were building the railroad and the bridge, but also congregating at the end of the line were gamblers and gunmen and prostitutes and the kind of people who wanted to live one step ahead of law and order. Among them were guys like Shang Stanton, a gambler, and Slim Jim Shumway, just a killer. So the story goes that in a tent saloon, kind of like the one that we're standing in now, Slim Jim Shumway and Shang Stanton got into an argument, and the next day, April 25th, 1872, Shang Stanton was told by a friend that look out for Slim Jim today because he's looking to fight. And so Shang was in a saloon, and Slim Jim bumped into him and looking to cause a fight, and Shang didn't even wait. Shang decided he was going to escalate it right then, and so he just, fearing for his life probably, he knows what kind of guy Slim Jim is, he turns around and he shoots him in the gut with this gun. It was passed down to a later mayor of Moorhead, who was a saloon owner, one of the reformers of Moorhead, Jake Kiefer. And it went down in the Kiefer family for generations, and right now it is on loan from the Kiefer family. So Shang shoots Slim Jim Shumway. It is a mortal wound, but not immediately fatal. So Shumway starts shooting back. Shang is able to escape out the back of the tent saloon, and he's running down 4th Street in Moorhead. And all these events transpired about where our archivist figures it's the housewares department at Herberger's in Center Mall right now. And so he's running down 4th Street, and Shumway follows after him, shooting wildly in the streets. An innocent bystander, a saloon owner named Thompson, was hit by a stray bullet. And then things start, when the dust settles, 2 people are mortally wounded and dying in the street. 2 people, Shang and Slim Jim, need to be arrested, but we have no sheriff. A mob starts to form, but some people, some of the people who would become town leaders, approached a merchant named Jim Blanchard, who had a history of being a lawman, and asked him, could you arrest these people? And he agreed to. And by doing so, he became Clay County's first sheriff. Once we arrested, and he arrested Shang, but he found Shumway, just wounded, didn't need to be. He wasn't going anywhere. It was a mortal wound. He lived a few days after that, but he dispersed the mob. Blanchard did. And well, once you arrest people, you have to try them. So one of the laborers on the work crew happened to be a down on his luck lawyer, and who was working as a laborer, and that guy's name is Solomon Comstock. And so, you know, MSU's Comstock Memorial Union is named after the family. Concordia's got a Comstock building, and his house is now a Minnesota Historical Society museum site. So that's how he gets his start, is by being Clay County's first county attorney. He becomes a town father, an important and influential town father after that. Well, at first they didn't have a jail, and what they did is, you know, Jim Blanchard would just tell somebody that they're arrested, and he would handcuff them to himself, and he'd take them to his house. They'd sleep next to each other, side by side in the same bed, until in the morning they could, you know, pay the fine.